JLG Industries presents the proper operation video for the JLG 1075 telehandler. Proper training is the first step towards qualifying an operator to operate any JLG or Skytrack rough terrain forklift. In addition, the operator must meet all the operator qualifications as outlined in your machine's operation and safety manual. The user and operator are responsible for conforming with good safety practices listed in Section 1 of your Operation and Safety Manual. Once you arrive at the worksite, it is critical to clear the area of hazards before operating. Always walk your worksite to check the pathway prior to operating in that area. Check for holes, bumps, drop-offs, debris, and other potential ground hazards. Physically identify these hazards with paint, cones, signs, and other items that will stand out. Maintain at least 2 feet distance away from these hazards. Check for overhead wires and their height compared to the machine's lift height. Keep in mind that your machine does not provide protection from contact or proximity to electrical current. Follow the minimum approach distance guidelines as outlined in the Operation and Safety Manual. Once you have checked and identified the worksite of potential hazards, perform a pre-start inspection step by step as written in Section 2 of your Operation and Safety Manual. Once you have completed a worksite inspection and a pre-start inspection without any discrepancies, you may operate the machine. Always maintain 3 points of contact when entering or exiting the cab, and always use your seatbelt. This machine can be operated under normal conditions in temperatures of 0 degrees Fahrenheit to 114 degrees Fahrenheit. Make sure all controls are in the neutral position and all electrical components are turned off. Apply the park brake, turn the ignition switch to position 1 and wait for the engine preheat indicator on the instrument panel to go out. Then, turn the ignition switch to position 2 to start the motor. Warm up engine at approximately half throttle. During engine operation, observe instrument panel and display frequently to be sure all systems are functioning properly. Be alert for unusual noises or vibrations and avoid prolonged idling. Picking a load. First, you must determine the weight and load center of any load you intend to lift. Never operate a telehandler without a proper and legible capacity chart in the operator cab for the telehandler and the attachment combination you are using. Approach the load slowly and squarely with fork tips straight and level. Never attempt to lift a load with just one fork. Once in position, apply the parking brake and shift the transmission to neutral. Use the frame level switch to level the forks with the load to be lifted. Extend the boom to insert the forks into the fork openings of the load. Once the forks have been safely inserted into the load and the load has been lifted, tilt the load to rest against the backrest. Travel with the load low enough to maintain visibility of all mirrors. Travel downgrade if the load obstructs forward view and if the grade is in excess of 5 degrees. Always travel in accordance with the recommendations set forth in Section 1, General Safety Practices, and Section 5, Attachments, in your Operation and Safety Manual. Before placing any load, ensure the landing point can safely support the weight of the load and that it is level from front to back and side to side. Use capacity chart to determine safe boom extension range. Align forks with level the load is to be placed. Then position boom slowly until load is just above the area where it is to be placed. Lower the boom until the load rests in position and the forks are free to retract. Once the load has been placed safely at the landing point, with the forks free from the weight of the load, the boom can be retracted and the telehandler can now be driven from the landing area to continue work. The proper shutdown procedure is as follows. Park the telehandler in a safe and secure location on a flat and level surface. Apply the park brake. Lower the forks to the ground. Operate the engine at low idle for 3 to 5 minutes. Shut off engine and remove ignition key. In the engine compartment, the purge indicator will illuminate until the DEF is purged. Turn off the electrical master switch when the purge indicator is no longer illuminated. Properly operating your machine helps you complete your work safely. If you require further clarification on operating your machine, contact JLG Product Safety and Reliability at 1-877-JLG-SAFE or check us out online at jlg.com. Thanks for watching and have a safe day.